son. I was granted freedom tamed to become the chosen one.
Okay, I have a couple of things to tell you, and then we're going to spend the whole rest of the time just chatting. Anything you want to talk about. I have some things for you. First of all, I have a free thing for you. Which is always better than any other thing, right? A couple of years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something to give back to you guys. You've been so kind to me and so supportive and encouraging of my work, and it means more than I can tell you. So what I decided to do was take something that was of great value to me and share it with you. And so what I did was, if any of you have done any kind of Googling or anything on the internet about me, you know that my faith is very important to me. And so what I decided to do was, I sat down whenever I had a free moment in my own studio at my house, and I recorded, it took me like 6 months, but I recorded the entire Gospel of John. Now it's not therefore did the Lord verily smite the Egyptians. It's not the King James Version, okay? Because, I mean, that's great, I grew up with that. But, I mean, a lot of people, that just kind of goes, and it doesn't really hit them. But there's this really cool version that I found called The Message, and it's very contemporary. It's like we talk. Yeah. Like instead of saying, you know, great was the wrath of the Lord, it would say something like, God was ticked off. I love that. And so that's the version that I used. And I wanted to make it as easy to listen to as possible, so I gave different voices to the different characters, and you know, like the Pharisees, and you know, Jesus, of course. Jesus, unfortunately, don't want to get your hopes up. Jesus does not sound like Tom McGee or Edward Elric. That would be really weird. But it's a lot of fun. And when I got done, I thought, okay, now what can I do to make this even easier to listen to? And so I went back to the very beginning, and I played the piano underneath the whole thing, like 21 chapters worth. And, you know, just kind of underscore to try to bring out the emotion of the chapters and the moods of the story. So then several friends of mine and myself all pitched in to have it pressed into CDs, and so I can give them away at conventions for free. So I'll have these at my autograph table, and if you'd like to have one, just take one. And the only thing I ask is if you take it, listen to it. A lot of people take things because they're free. They don't even really want them. Just, oh, a flyer, you know? And they take it, but then they don't really ever do anything with it. So if you take one, please listen to it. I think you'll enjoy it. And would somebody like this one? Yeah. So that's the first thing. The second thing is a lot of you guys wrote me emails and you asked me if I would bring some of my music CDs. Now, I've been writing and producing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. That's really what I've been doing a long time. I've produced probably 20 or 30 records for different performers, and I've done several of my own. I've worked with ad agencies writing jingles and commercial music and stuff like that. But it was only a handful of years ago that some fans started asking me, you know, hey, why don't you bring some of your music to the conventions, and we only get some. And I'm like, aren't you cute? You know, you don't want, you wouldn't be interested in my music, because it's not like, you know, J-pop. It's like, you know, that really, it's not what I would think people would like. But then they ended up liking it. Who knew? And so I brought all my CDs. I have 6 different CDs, but what I'm most excited about is the brand new one. Do you know about this, Benny? Did you get it, Benny? Benny the man. You guys, about a year and a half ago, it was suggested to me that I do like a remix CD, where I take a lot of the songs that I've done, that are kind of ballads, and make like kickin' club mixes of them, right? So I decided to do that, and it's been something I've been working on for a long time, but this is the best part. This is the CD, okay? It's called, this is dorky, it's called Remix. Like remix for the V, get it? Yeah. But the cool thing is this. There are some songs that I have sung related to animes that I've done. that I've never been allowed to release on a CD because they're copyrighted songs, right? Someone, somewhere in Japan, owns Brothers from Full Metal Alchemist, right? Somebody owns True Light from Dean Angel. Somebody owns Guilty Beauty Love from Orlando. So I'm not allowed to just sing those and put them on a CD and sell them. That would be illegal. So I've been working, and my dear assistant, Kat, has been working for some time to try to acquire permission to do those. And the awesome news is we got permission to record all 3 of those songs, and they're on this CD. But you know what the most fun part is? The most fun part is that, like, you know, how can I pay you right? That's the original, right? It's all like emotional and stuff. Well, this is like awesome. It's like a club mix, you know. It's a lot of fun, and so they're all high energy, up tempo songs, and I've got those. And then one of the big favorites in the anime world is a CD called Metafiction. It's got a lot of songs related to animes, like there's a song called Nothing I Won't Give that a lot of people know about that was kind of written, inspired from Full Metal. And then there's another fun song called Soldier A, which is...
What a crime, such a beautiful crime, that God would make a star as bright as I. And I know it's a disgrace to admire this perfect face reflected in your